Okay, my tape is in a dispenser, and the dispenser is clamped in a vise. And what I have here is my last that I've made adjustments on to fit the measurements I took from the client, that with the client's foot. I'm going to take tape first, if I can get it loose there. Sticky side out, and start wrapping it around the last. I'm going to make a little fold there to help it stay on the cone that first time around. Otherwise it'll slip down the cone. But I call this making a glass slipper. It was taught to me by my master, Randy Merrill, master bootmaker in Vernal, Utah. And I showed it to Yanni Melkerson a short time ago, and he thought it was very interesting and suggested that I make a video to show to the forum. So that's what I'm doing here. I talked to Randy, and he said that I was welcome to do this for the forum. So here we go. I'm just making little folds to take care of some of the bulge in the tape so that it lays flatter. But the important thing is to keep from getting any sticky part against the last at this point. Because if you do, you're going to have a lot of trouble when you try to remove it from the last. So try very hard not to get any sticky parts of the tape against the last on this first layer. On the toe, we just basically want to cover it so that no sticky stuff gets against the toe. We're not too concerned about the shape or making everything look nice and pretty. We just want it covered. And then we're going to wrap back up, and we're overlapping half each time. So eventually, when we're done, we'll have approximately 8 layers of tape on this glass. So still with the sticky side out, we go. And when we cross this gap in the cone here, it's difficult to keep the tape from rolling in there. So I just roll it lightly through there. Don't put any tension on it, just to bridge that gap. And once I get back here, I go ahead and start pulling tension again. And again, on the heel, we make little folds to help the tape curve around. But basically, we just want to cover the heel. We want to make sure that it's no sticky part touches the heel, or again, it's going to be very difficult to get our glass slipper off of the last. So once we've got that heel covered, we wrap back up towards the center where we started, again overlapping halfway. And when we get there, we're just going to roll it so that now we're wrapping sticky side in so that there's no sticky side out. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to wrap down to the toe. And fortunately, the tape sticks to itself, makes it nice and tight. And again, we're to the toe, and we're going to start back up. Again, trying to keep the sticky side in and the smooth side out. So this time we can wrap with a little bit more tension over that spot because we've already got a bridge. So we go to the heel, and then wrap back up to the center again, overlapping halfway. Then we reach our cone, and then we pull our tape off and smooth it down. Now just kind of mash the tape together, let it stick to itself. Now we're going to reinforce some of the areas that we didn't cover real well. We're just going to put a piece of tape over and pull it tight. We're going to do the same thing on the heel, because we didn't put as many layers on the heel and the toe as we did the other areas. So now we're going to go back and get them so that they will be firmed up so you'll get a better idea of the fit. If it's too floppy, it'll be very difficult to tell whether or not you have a full fit. Okay, now that we have our glass slipper, you can see that I've cut the top off and I've made a slit up the front so it'll spread open so we can get it off the lash and try it on the customer. I just put a piece of tape across here that works basically like laces. Okay, pull that loose, we'll take it off the last. Now this pair is for a client who has orthotics, so we have to design her boots around the orthotics, and I'm going to put an orthotic in here because since she's going to have it in her boot, we won't know if it fits unless it's in this. So now we'll try it on her. What I like to see when I pull up the tape is I like to see a gap. You see the gap there? There's a 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch gap there. That's necessary. You need to have that gap for the boot to fit correctly. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I just know that that is the way that you have to do it. And we do. We have a fit here on this boot. Now obviously she can't walk in this. It's not designed to be walked in. So she's not going to be able to walk across the room and see if the fit's correct. But you can feel if she's got any tight spots. She can tell you if she's got any tight spots that are binding. And you can tell where her toe is. So you can basically tell if your boot is going to fit or not. Okay, if you're looking at this video and trying to fit yourself, what I want you to do so that I know how it's fitting when you send it back to me. If it's tight right here, just make a mark right there. Or if it's tight over here on the ball, just make a mark there. Indicate where your toe is on there so that I have an idea if that's correct. If it's too tight across the instep or too loose, what I would like to know, what I would like you to tell me is how large that gap is so that I have an idea what I need to do to the last to make any adjustments.